rolled along here on this Monday throughout the Cuse, Utica, Rome, wherever you may be on Q Sports Talk. Chopping it up in the chat. Should we play everybody's favorite game again, allocating minutes to players currently on the Syracuse basketball roster? Or is that just my favorite game? Well, good news for y'all. I've done it, so you don't have to. So, I kind of did this before the Ken Evans possibility came out there, but I'll be intrigued out of this all pieces together, because right now, looking at the roster, it's basically a 9-player rotation, it looks like. Right now, there's only 10 players on scholarship. And once more, all apologies to Kyle Cuff. I'm sorry, Kyle. Yeah, we're sorry about this, but somebody has to not factor in the hypothetical rotation we're putting together. And unfortunately, it is once again you. So nothing against you, but we've got to figure this out. So, again, there's 200 total minutes to the basketball game. Last week, we kind of did this with Dakota LeFew in the mix, and I was accounting for, something like 26, 28 minutes a game for a guy like that. And you do wonder if somebody like this Ken Evans from Jackson State, like, he ain't showing the reigning, I don't care what conference you're from, he's the conference player of the year in the SWAC. Like, if some guy shows up like that, you're getting minutes. You're the conference player of the year. I would presume that you are good at playing the basketball. But as of right now, you got 9. You got J.J. Starling, Jaquan Carlos, Chance Westry, Elijah Moore at guard. That's 4 guards. Kyle Cuff is also there. You got 3 forwards right now in Chris Bell, Donnie Freeman, and Jair Davis. And you've got your 2 centers in Eddie Lampkin and Naheem McLeod. Now, would I like to see a 3rd center on the roster just for, safety's sake if somebody gets hurt? Yes. Realistically, whomever that 3rd center is that you're actually going to get right now would still account for no minutes in this. So we'll still project Eddie Lampkin for, let's give him 28 minutes a game. We'll give Naheem, presuming the walking boot is off by October, we'll give him 12. Donnie Freeman is the 6th-ranked recruit in the country. This dude's starting, right? Like, he's starting, he's playing. I'm giving him 26 minutes a game. In other years, I'd give him more, but red style, more guys? All right. Let's give Chris Bell and Jair Davis each 24 minutes. Right now, I'm intrigued to see, all right, how are you going to allocate minutes at guard? We saw last year that J.J. Starling is the guy that Red trusts the most, right? He's the guy that Red trusts the most. He played the most minutes almost every game. He played more minutes than Judah. He hardly came off the court. Now, toward the end of the year, like, who are you going to put on the court? But, like, heck, JJ played 40 minutes in an exhibition game. Like, Red clearly trusts JJ to be on the court and not screw it up. Keep things on the tracks. Current setup, I think he's playing 30 minutes a game. I think the biggest transition here, like, if you're going to get another guard or not, is, all right, Jaquan Carlos has come in. Right now, current roster, I'm presuming that, like, today, if they had to play a basketball game, that Carlos would be the starting point guard of the team. Could that change depending on who comes in out of the portal? Yeah, because I thought if LeFew came in, Carlos would be on the bench and LeFew would be starting. If this Ken Evans guy from Jackson State that we've known oh so well since like 11:30 this morning, if he comes in, now his bona fides are probably better than Carlos's. He's a conference player of the year. But if he starts, like, who's the point guard? Do you need it? Is JJ the point guard? I don't know. The pieces start fitting weird again. Remember last year. Chance Westry, right now as of today, if you had to go to battle with this rotation, the health of Chance Westry over the season, of which has not existed in a positive way now for 2 straight years, suddenly becomes vital when if you have another guy, it becomes more of a luxury. So, honestly, I think that's where we're at. Where if Syracuse adds another bigger guard type, a LeFew, obviously no more, and Evans, picks somebody else that we don't know their name yet, that tells me more that Red needs to have an insurance plan in case Chance Westry is not able to go. And then if he is, it's a great bonus. I think he is like right now, from my understanding, but who knows? He was ready to go a week before the season last year and then got hurt and missed the whole year. So we'll see. And I think a lot of this, too, is going to affect the playing time of the incoming freshman and top 100 recruit, Elijah Moore. We've heard great things about his shooting, but the way Red is recruiting at the guard spot right now, it's telling me he may not be as immediately plug and play as clearly Donnie Freeman's going to be. But the tales of the transfer portal, it will continue to tell us. It will continue to tell us, like what we're looking at here going forward. Because I keep hearing that Chance Wester's got all the talent in the world. I believe it. I believe it. But, as they always say, what's the most important ability? Availability. And it's really hard. Like, if you're Red right now, like, this is your last chance here right now to alter the roster for next year. Like, man, you just can't. You can't plan on his availability. Unfortunately, you'd love to have it. He might be, like, all things being equal, right? Like, he might be the most talented guy on the roster right now, you know, Donnie Freeman, obviously. But he'd be shortlisted one of the most talented guys if everything is functional. But it's going to be really interesting to see how this comes together. And again, if we'd done this exercise once everybody had been together, if we did this in, like, July last year, we would have been right in July. And then my, oh my, with Benny and Westry and then McLeod and on and on and on and on and on, how things did change over the course of the year. We'll be fascinated to keep an eye on as we continue to watch the transfer portal. All right, let's hit a break here in this hour, brought to you by Billy Whitaker Cars and Trucks. When we come back, Buffalo Bills. They had a little NFL draft over the weekend. What was that? 275,000 people got together in Detroit for that? That's nuts. Absolutely nuts. Love the draft. Our guy Chris Brown on the Bills draft. And then coats and chocolate chip cookies. How'd that all tie in? We'll tell you next year on Q Sports Talk and ESPN Radio.